very rarely seen paintings that are hanging up in my bedroom. That one right there is unfinished. I want to put like a skull in its mouth. But yeah, this is the comic book collection. Okay, so it basically spans from this Foot Locker down here, holds the equivalent of 4 long boxes. It's full currently, and I got these boxes right here. So these ones are very in fullness. Like this one right here is not full. This one right here is all zines and shit. And then there's what the fuck's going on in this one? This one is some of like some random ass shit. Some Zap comics and stuff. Mystic Funnies, some crumb shit. But, you know, I'm slowly going through all this stuff because I was doing the comic book collection videos and I kind of put a hiatus to those for a bit. But this is what I've done in those 3 videos. That's the stuff that I did. So there's plenty more videos to come. And that's not even, like, including this shit, man. Like, this is, you know, one of the pride and joys of my collection is my books, man. I got a lot of crazy stuff. I'll kind of, like, show a few good ones for every shelf, but I'm not going to do an in-depth thing. Not yet, at least. The Robert Crumb Handbook, one of the most influential books in my life as a cartoonist, as a comic book fan. Can't recommend this enough. It comes with a sick bookmark and a CD of his band. I believe it was the Cheap Suit Serenaders, which I never listened to. This is fantastic. Lone Wolf and Cub, Kazuo Koke, and Gosaki Kojima. This is amazing, but I don't really recommend this way of reading it because it's condensed and it's just... I'm not a big fan of these, like, super thick fucking, you know, collections like that. I'd rather... If I'm going to read it, I'd rather read it in the comic book form if I can get it. I do have a really good run on Lone Wolf and Cub in single issues, like the Dark Horse releases, but I've not completed it yet. I'm missing a few. This is a book right here that, like, means... There's a PS2 up there. But this is a book that means a lot to me. This is the Bart Simpson Guide to Life. I remember one time a kid brought this to school. I thought it was so cool, and finally ended up getting a copy. My brother actually ended up getting a copy as well. And then, of course, you got to have The Outsiders right there. And then this is just, like, a stack of random shit. Rest in peace to Eileen Kaminsky Crumb, who was Robert Crumb's wife, passed away recently. This is one of her books. Really cool stuff. This is a good movie guide that actually has, like, good write-ups on movies that I like. It's not just like a Leonard Maltin, although I do love me a Leonard Maltin. I'm like looking at the shelf and not at the camera. Obviously some must-haves: Dark Knight Returns, Sin City, of course, Ronin, 68, which I covered. This right here, this Domo book, apparently this is worth a bit of coin, and I got it for like a couple of dollars at a thrift store. Sam Noir, Samurai Detective was fun. Bernie Wrightson, Freak Show, standalone. I believe this might be in black and white, and I think it was originally in color. This was a fucking fantastic adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Troy Little. It's currently out of print, I believe. Afro Samurai 1 and 2. Got to get those now before those go out of print. Pre-ordered both those bitches. I don't have all the Akira, obviously, and this one's actually Japanese. But, you know, slowly but surely. I'm not, like, too worried about getting that type of stuff. It's pretty readily available. Long Halloween, Batman Noir, fucking great. Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale. I believe Tim Sale passed away recently. This is black and white. It's awesome. But when I bought it, it was wrapped, and I didn't realize it was black and white, and I thought it was going to be colored, but I wasn't too bad, like, pissed about it. It's like the Book of Alien. I know my camera works shoddy right now. It's because I haven't done a video like this in a while. Cycle of the Werewolf, Bernie Wrightson art, Stephen King story. Killing Joke, Sin City. This is actually signed and numbered by Frank Miller. Got it for $5 at a thrift store. They did not know what they had. Graph Wars. This is all Star Wars graffiti. Full Bleed, good skateboarding photography book. Grand Illusions. Got to have this. My girl got me this. Tom Savini's awesome books. Got some random film books. Some blaxploitation. Some Hong Kong stuff. You know how it goes. Yakuza movie book. Dead World, the omnibus, or like the Vince Law collection. It's so fucking cool. Shout out to Killagy. Alan Robert, one of the best. Something just got slid down there. We lost. And there's the Robert Crumb Weirdo Years, which is a fucking awesome book. Moving along. It's all kind of all over the place because this shelf kind of sucks dick. It's not ideal for this type of stuff. I want an actual bookcase, but I got to make do with this right now. But you'll see that there's comics mixed with all kinds of stuff. So really good Dark Horse releases. Creepy Steve Ditko and Bernie Wrightson. I believe there's a Richard Corbin one, but I don't got that one. Some Gilbert Sheldon. I actually just got a bunch of fucking awesome Gilbert Sheldon stuff. Like around the time of Free Comic Book Day. Like, check this out. This is OG. I believe it's from like 77. So it's the second print, but I got that. I got this on Free Comic Book Day. This fucking, the cover's cool. I was like, dude, this looks like, it looks kind of cool, but I don't know. I wasn't that crazy on the fucking, like, I don't think it's shit. Don't get me wrong, but I wish that book was more spooky looking and less cartoonish. We got Fat Freddy comic and stories. Like, I got some other cool stuff like these old trades and shit. A couple of those, but I'll get into that in a later time. Where the fuck were we? Okay, so Gilbert Sheldon. We got a bunch of Robert Crumb. Some horror film stuff. Hard Boiled, really good. This is my Uncle Mike's copy. Subway Art, fantastic fucking book about graffiti. My cousin actually just gave me this book right here, Spray Nation, which is by the same, one of the same photographers, Martha Cooper. This is a cool book. It's not Ed Roth stuff, but it's art inspired by Ed Roth. So, like your Rat Fink stuff. Dope book. These are kind of tight, and I'm just going to kind of show the spines from now on. Art of Frank Frazetta. Gotta have that. This is like a really cool book about the famous monsters. Let's see if I can pull that out. Yeah. Fucking dope. The Art of Sin City, of course. Shout out to cartoonist Kayfabe, obviously. Gotta have Street Angel. The Street Angel Gang is the only one that I have. And Ed Piskor's Red Room #1. I have trigger warnings in single issues. I'm not going to buy the trigger warnings trade, but I'm looking forward for Crypto Killers, which comes out next week. Some Von Baudet stuff. Some Jeff Darrow, Shaolin Cowboy, H.R. Giger or Geiger. Some Jim Mahfood, who's a kayfabe kind of guy. This is a really badass book called Ninja 4 Dark Revenge. If you can look that up, highly recommend it. Kayla got me this for Christmas. It's the Underground Comics book. And she actually got me this as well. Collection of Tales from the Crypt. Got the R. Crumb Sketchbook Volume 2. Haven't cracked that yet. Johnny Ryan Angry Youth Comics Collection. Yosaji Yojimbo. Volumes 1 through, I think, 8. I don't know if that's all of them. I doubt it. Milk and Cheese. We got one of those crumb napkin fucking ones. More Johnny Ryan. And this old ass fucking book was my mom's when she was a kid. I've actually got a few books of hers when she was a kid. And I got some books from when I was a kid too, actually. Here's one of them. Fuck. Camera work in this video probably sucks dick. These are also from my childhood. So when I was a kid, I notoriously was addicted to junk food. And I also notoriously had a messy room. So these are my legit copies from when I was a kid. I believe my name's probably written in these by my mom. Yep. I won't get rid of those ones. I used to have a shitload of these, but I just kept the ones that, meant something. So, yeah. That is the bookshelf kind of overview. I'll deal with those later. This stuff is all just random stuff. Zines down there, stockpiles of zines. This is a box of magazine-size magazines, obviously. These binders are all my art and shit. And then this is some comics, and there's obviously some space because I see a tape in there. It looks like it's Apocalypse Now. This is all magazines. This is actually a fairly decent size box. I took that from the grocery store, and I got another one the same size the other day. So, and then this is just a box of stuff. I believe some of this has been shown. I don't know if I showed those Blair Witch Projects comics in that last video. There's Frank Miller's Ronin. What else is in this bitch? Red Room. Okay, so there's all my Red Room. And then there's the Lone Wolf and Cub stuff we talked about earlier. I got a decent run on that. But anyways, I will be doing a more in-depth little, tour of it eventually, where I kind of, not a tour, but like I'm going to be pulling certain books out and rereading them and stuff, and doing little reviews on them and shit like that. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, leave a 666 in the comments. We'll leave with one more book. What do I got? Something sick. A lot of fucking sick stuff. Shit, man. Here's a sick one. If you're from my era, like if you're like, I was born in 92. Captain Underpants played a big part on me as well. Like Captain Underpants, Robert Crumb, that was like what made me. You know what I mean? Because like in the Captain Underpants books, he notoriously fucking like they make comics and stuff. Like Captain Underpants is a creation of these two kids, and they have these makeshift comics that they show, and I've always loved it. And they had like the flip-o-rama, like where you would like flip the page back and forth really fast and it would look like an animation, that type of shit. This is actually some stuff that I picked up today. So this is a Real Deal, I believe by Lawrence. What the heck was his name? Lawrence something. Maybe it's on the cover. Yeah, Lawrence Hubbard did this book, and it's fucking cool looking, man. Sort of like a blaxploitation type thing. Which is dope. And then in the back there's some cool write-ups and stuff, but there's also like these covers. The covers are awesome. It's so cool because like you can tell it's like super homemade. And like this is like a lot of love went into this stuff, you know what I mean? Lots of storyboards and stuff. But yeah, that's awesome. Fukator. This is a book that is like hard as fuck to find. I've been looking for it for a while. I think Cartoonist Kayfabe turned me on to that one, but I scored this today for $30 American, but I ended up paying 40 Canadian because of this fucking bullshit we got going on here. Prices and stuff. But yeah, this shit is out of control. There's like a Blind Dead story in here. Right here. Like, look at this shit, man. What the fuck, man? It's so sick. My buddy, Radioactive Blob Fuel. This is a comic that is going to be inside of Cinema 187 number 3, so stay tuned for that. And then How to Commit Suicide in South Africa. This is a book I've been looking for a long time. It was featured in Comic Book Confidential. It's very, very crazy art. Suko is the artist. This is a raw one-shot, so highly recommend checking out that documentary if you've not seen it. So